I don't know a ton about James Charles. I know that he's gotten some drama here in the past. He's been up and down and left and right and sideways and topsy-turvy. But I'm going to dive into a little bit of James Charles drama. And today we got Cavos, and this is James Charles just got brutally exposed. Let's get right into it.
James Charles has returned and is instantly getting cancelled. I thought we left this wrong'un back in 2019 when it got outed that he was messaging underage guys.
Bro is just like, bring me all your 16-year-olds. Please, please, please. And the internet found out about it. He's like, never mind. I'm James Charles. It's alright. It's alright. None of this actually happened.
Apparently, that's not enough these days to actually cancel or hold someone accountable because his TikTok is still thriving and getting millions of views. But now he is getting cancelled again. It's actually a trend to be unfollowing James Charles for what he has done. He's lost over 900,000 followers on.
Jesus. That's so many. Bro's just like bleeding people. 900,000? Dude, how many followers did he have? 41 million. Well, I mean, bro can afford to lose 900,000. That's a... Jeez, bro.
TikTok. He's been accused of some pretty heinous shit. This all starts with James Charles's ex-friend.
By the way, TaylorMade makes a good driver. Pretty solid driver if you're into golf. I don't know if you guys are golfers or if you just like shoving the handles up your rectum, but TaylorMade makes both a good head and a good handle for that rectum shoving fun.
And Kayla Malik, she was recently involved in a DV case where her boyfriend was accused of being extremely violent towards her, including allegedly breaking her jaw. And the allegations are that after the abusive boyfriend...
Bro, broke her jaw, dude. Holy cow. That's where we're starting with this, bro? Bro was throwing, like, elbows of victory onto his girlfriend, which is not okay, not based. She got her jaw wired shut. Again, I don't know if that happened. Has her jaw wired shut, and she just, like, coming out just mumbling about James Charles. She's my guy.
Friend broke up with Kayla. James...
By the way, that's a really serious thing, and domestic abuse should be reported to the correct authorities. Not to guys like me. I'm a shock jock on the internet. I'm here to make fun of this goofy-looking bastard.
Charles decided to house him and was alleged to have an intimate relationship. This video started going viral and prompted the...
Bro was like, you broke your girlfriend's jaw, or you broke your girlfriend's jaw, now she talks like 50 Cent? That's fine. You should come over to my place. We can play who tickles the top of my butthole the best.
Hasan followings.
Just letting everyone in Australia know that James Charles is sleeping with Evan Johnson, the one that broke Kayla Malik's jaw and badly beat and abused her, the one that was in prison. James Charles has been housing this motherfucker, flying him out to sleep with him.
If these allegations are true, what the actual fuck? We do have a response from James, which we're going to get into at the end. Why would you ever house your friend's ex? That is just a really fucking weird...
Bro just wanted to slide in, bro. He's been checking out her ex for a while, dude. He's been like, God, I want that. I want that dick, bro. I want that dick, though. I know that it's probably got a weird curve to it. It's a bit small. But, hey, man, that curve hits the sidewalls the way I need it to hit. So what if he broke her jaw? Not that big of a deal to me.
Thing to do. And we know James Charles's horny history. This devious behavior isn't something that would be shocking coming from James. More videos started going viral with this trend.
So I just unfollowed James Charles because I will be damned if I am following a man that is sleeping with another man that broke a woman's jaw.
Bro, nobody was massive following him when he talked about sexting up 16-year-olds, but like, again, they should have started then. There was a clear pattern of, like, being an absolute gooner. Dude was goon maxing condoms for, like, the last year. Yeah, there's a lot of people who diaper max, right? It's a big trend out there. People be liking their poopy diapers. But James Charles was turning he was wearing a condom for 38 hours, just turning it into a water balloon. Like, the dude was condom maxing like a mother trucker, and then soon as he gets the chance to be a scumbag again, look, what a shocker. What a coinkydink. Sherlock Holmes couldn't figure this shit out.
If you don't know, there has been confirmation that James Charles has been sleeping with, canoodling with, hanging with, housing with Evan Johnson, who literally abused his girlfriend, Kayla, who I've been following Kayla for years, literally abused her and beat her to the point that he broke her jaw. Not very sister of you, Mr. Charles.
Now, Kayla did hint that someone close to her had basically betrayed her in a way she couldn't imagine before this all came out.
I found out at Coachella, literally last weekend, that a close friend of mine had basically really fucked me over in ways I could have never expected, and I got sent proof and receipts, and that person admitted it to me that they had done it. And
listen, yeah, when he like, I didn't know that I actually liked him until he hit you in the jaw. I've always hated you, to be honest. I've never thought you were cool. I didn't want to go to Coachella with you. So when he punched you, I said, I need that dick in my butt. Or I don't know if James Charles is the top or bottom. Maybe he wants to put his dick in the girl puncher's butt. Either way, what the fuck?
I don't want to make, the thing is I don't want to talk about it because right now, for at least because I'm still healing, court's coming up. This is probably the last thing like that. I'm not trying to make this thing a whole drama. You're dealing with a lot.
And this was all taking place while she was waiting to go to court for the domestic violence hearing. So she says on her Snapchat she can't really address James yet until after court.
Like, on top of everything. And then, like, yeah, y'all, like, on top of everything, we've all seen our For You page. We've all seen our For You page! So it's like, I have court tomorrow, and then it's also like, I have to wait to speak out about something that's going on online very publicly that literally happened to me. People in LA are just really fake. It's crazy.
No shit, what? The fucking LA people are scumbags? What, are you telling me that people like Hasan Piker and all of these other LA fucking Coachella douchebags, they're liars? No, say it ain't so. Girl, you're fucking messing with me. These LA scumbags are LA scumbags? Who the fuck would have thoughty waddy?
And some actual good news, the piece of shit that was doing this to her has had justice served.
Just like
Good. If he hit a girl, like if you hit like women and shit, you deserve to get fucking put in jail. That's not I think that is a pretty base take. That's the most base take. What the fuck? That's the most base take. If you beat your significant other, you deserve to have repercussions because of it.
that justice was served. Justice was served. I'm like really happy right now. I'm gonna probably start sobbing, but I'll tell you all the details. But I won. Fucker's in jail right now. Fucker got arrested in front of me. I was the last face he fucking saw. I feel like I'm gonna cry. I've never shaken so much in my life. I was the last face that fucker saw.
Good win for her. W's in the chat. We take those. Which
is fantastic to hear. Any piece of scum like that always deserves to be locked up. Here's a guy when it just all came out trying to defend his actions, which now we know he is guilty of.
The 9 months we were together, she said the whole 9 months I was abusing her. Right? Why would we go out all the time and do all these crazy adventurous stuff if the whole time it was just terrible? If I was such this...
Bruh, when we were having fun. It's crazy that she didn't bring up the time that I beat her up because I would buy her a lollipop. I'd buy her a nice ice cream when her jaw hurt from the punching. And the ice cream would cool the bruises. It wasn't that big of a deal. It was kind of just like one of those things. She'd be really mad. Her tooth would be falling out and I'd say, just chew on the ice cream, sweetie, while we go on this adventure. You know you want to go. Shut the fuck up. You're crazy and unhinged and fucking you don't know what you're talking about. Eat the ice cream, bitch.
Guy, why would she be with me? She could have left me at any second. She's way more up there than me. She has more money. Like, all this stuff, she don't need me. And if she figured I was no good for her in the time being, she would have left immediately. I promise you that. She exaggerates. And she figured out her views, and she's like, I need to make a series. I need to do something. And now that me and her broken up, it's like, does she really love me? Like, she's saying what she does behind the scenes to me. Like, I love you, I miss you. All this stuff behind the scenes. But then goes on there and tells you guys a whole different fantasy tale. I don't understand it. And abusive, mentally, I guess, we both, I'm gonna hold myself accountable, and I hope we would say crazy shit to each other all the time. And I guess it came to a point where I was controlling, like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with you going out to the bars. Or, hey, I don't want to go out to the bars, just stay home.
But now we have James Charles inserted into this drama. He inserted himself by housing this person, and he has responded to this, refuting any claims, saying there was no relationship. However, he does admit to housing him. Here's the response.
Do not support Evan.
Dude, oh no. Oh no. I had so much fun making all the jokes, and to find out they weren't slapping, tapping, they weren't having fun tickle time, just doesn't make the jokes land as hard. I guess I'll take the L on that one, boys and girls. I thought it was a much funnier story.
Johnson in any way,
Like, it's still, like, and now it's just like a fucked up sad story that he was just like, yeah, dude, crash with me, whatever.
shape, or form. Let me make that fucking clear. I don't support him. I don't support violence against women, and I sure as hell do not support the disgusting, deplorable, violent, heinous acts that he committed against Kayla Malik behind closed doors. I really fucking hope and pray that when this goes to court this week, Kayla gets justice for what that man put her through. At the same time, the videos that I'm currently seeing all over my For You page are disturbing to me. This is not TikTok tea and drama for everyone else's entertainment. This is real people dealing with some really serious shit. The conversation has completely shifted focus.
It's always gonna be drama, bro. I don't think I love when people do this. This isn't drama, like unless it's like you're bringing up like you're like harassing people to the point where it's like SWAT being called or affecting like people's like home like you're like the CPS thing that I covered in the past with Ethan Klein. Unless it's stuff like that, bro, it's gonna be drama. You just gotta ignore the comments, ignore the fucking like tantrums people are throwing on the internet, and just wait a couple weeks and the shit'll blow over. Like, get the fuck out of here, bro. You like this is like real people's lives. So you're really making me mad because I'm losing all these followers and I need the fucking money. That's what you're mad about, bro. Shut the fuck up about like people talking about drama.
Away from Kayla Malik and how she was brave enough to speak out against what she went through to how James Charles.
If you cared so much, why the fuck did you like have him in your house, bro?
The downfall by Sister 2.0. Where's the apology video? It's distracting from the actual issue at hand, which is domestic violence.
Dude, he's deflecting so hard. Bro, this is typical fucking, oh my god, dude, this is typical fucking LA douchebag language. Do you not understand that by having this drama, you're actually not getting the word about the abuse isn't going out into the world. Do you like abuse? You must be super pro abuse if you don't fucking stop talking about me and not actually talk about the abuse. You need to, like, you want to talk, oh, you want to like run my name through the mud? Well, you're just a fucking pro abuse guy.
I have not spoken out about this for a couple of different reasons. The main one being, this is going to court this week. Anything I or anybody else says online can and probably will be used by either Evan's defense attorney or the judge to affect the outcome of its ruling. And I didn't want to put Kayla at any risk for that. I hate that I'm getting online and filming this video right now, but I truthfully have no other choice because I've also spent the last several weeks trying to get in contact with the only person involved in this that actually matters and needs to hear the truth, and that's Kayla Malik. And she has been unwilling to have a conversation with me. And frankly, I don't fucking blame her. After I watched the laughable interview between Be Better and Zach Sellers, I wouldn't want to have a conversation with me either if I was being fed complete bullshit lies and misinformation from the person whose only source of information is the same man that lied to and abused me for 9 months straight. At this point, I have no choice other than to get online, tell my story, and then prove my story to be true in a court of law. I am suing Zach Sellers and anybody else that thinks it's funny or entertaining to get online and spread defamatory and slanderous lies, misinformation, completely bullshit, made-up stories for the sake of views, likes, engagement, and galaxies. I'm done. This all starts...
so I don't get sued by James Charles. I want to make it clear, everything I said early on, and 90% of what I say is usually jokes. I like internet drama. Dude did not have sexual relations with that abuser. I did not have sexual relations with that abuser. I swear. I was lied to. He showed up at my house and said, she kicked me out, dog. She threw my shit. She crazy. And I believed him. I texted her and I was like, this bitch is being crazy. No, for real though. The both sides, like I don't know if Charles is telling the truth here. I have no way of telling. I'm here to make fun of these idiots. He might be telling the truth. He might not. I don't care. I'm not invested enough to really give a fuck about these people. I just think it's funny to point and laugh.
At the beginning of 2025 when I reached out to Kayla about her and Evan being in a Valentine's Day video together. She told me she couldn't. She was crashing out because they had just broken up because he was crazy. I tried to lighten the mood a little bit and make a lighthearted joke asking could I have him now, and then asked what actually happened between them. All she told me was that he did awful things to her and that I would find out more in her 30-part TikTok series. She said she was upset that she helped build his platform based off of lies and abuse, and whenever she was healed, she was going to get online and expose him. I'm going to be so honest, I did not take this conversation very seriously. And
bro, why the fuck not though? Here's the thing, dude. Here's the thing, bromeostasis. You fucking act like you like the first thing you say is, "Can I have him now?" after she said like he did some really fucked up and messed up things to me. You're like, yeah, but can I take him now? I think he's pretty fucking hot. I want to smiggly biggly his butthole. Well, please let me fucking have him. And then you make then you go on and she's like, yeah, no, he's really a fucked up person. He's crazy, whatever. And you're like, I'm not gonna take that. I want to have him move in with me. That's the best course of action right here. That seems like a really smart idea.
Obviously, now knowing what we all do, I fucking should have. Reading it back now, it is super clear that she was using humor to cope, and that is perfectly fine and valid. But at the time, I genuinely interpreted these messages as a messy breakup. Maybe he cheated, maybe they got into a drunken argument that ended badly. I could have never imagined what she was actually going through behind the scenes. A lot of Kayla's own friends and family have said they had no idea what she was going through. I wish I could go back in time and been there for her, tried to help her.
Yeah, but like if your friend, like if you were friends with her first, right, and she's dating a guy, they have a messy breakup, and you don't, like you sort of become friends with him throughout the thing, you have to choose your alliances in that shit. You don't fucking like house the motherfucker. You say, hey, sorry, I don't want to muddy the waters with my friend. I think you should find somebody else. That's the responsible thing to do. But you were thinking with your dick, dog. You were thinking with your dick. It happens to the best of us, bro. It happens to the best of us. Dude, you just be like, damn, bro. That shorty be mad cute. I'm just gonna slice and dice some things with my wiener schnitzel. And you fucked up, bro. You let your gooning mentality get in the way again.
I wish that I would have asked more questions, but frankly, I didn't feel comfortable doing so. First and foremost, she obviously wasn't ready to talk about it yet based on her last message. And secondly, me and Kayla Malik just weren't close friends. I don't say that to take away from her feelings about this. I don't say that to undermine what she went through. We've only met a couple of times.
Okay, so that's that. Like, so I didn't know if they were close friends or not. I said like whoever you were friends with first. So if you guys weren't actually that close of friends, that's a really big takeaway here. That adds a lot of context that makes you not look like as much of an asshole. Fair enough. You got a little bit of a W there, old Charles Lee James.
Times. We collabed in 2023, she guest starred on a podcast with me in 2024, and we hung out at our mutual friend's Halloween party back in October. We've never hung out one-on-one, we've never had a deep conversation. I just really didn't know her that well to be able to interpret these messages and have a better idea of what was actually happening behind closed doors, and I wish more than anything I did because I should have never gotten involved with this, but I did not know what she was going through. I really fucking hate to admit it, but I did have a brief friendship with Evan Johnson that started and ended well before I ever learned about any of the violence that was going on behind the scenes. He reached out to me a couple of days later.
Hold on. I might not have been wrong. We might be having some Jeffrey W's. We might be having some King Jeffrey W's right here.
This, but I did not know what she was going through. I really fucking hate to admit it, but I did have a brief friendship with Evan Johnson that started and ended well.
Oh my god, a brief relationship. He started it out by saying we didn't do anything, right? That there was no relationship involved. So there was. So you lied. It said that they did. I swear I'm losing my fucking mind here. Did I miss it? Did I make it up? Did I fucking fall? I don't know, dude. I don't know. Maybe I'm going crazy.
Going on behind the scenes. He reached out to me a couple of days later asking me for advice and told me the same exact story that Zach Sellers believed and then repeated on the Be Better podcast, which was that the relationship was toxic, they both said things and did things that they shouldn't have, and a bunch of other stories that genuinely made me believe Evan Johnson was the victim in the situation. He told me that he moved back to Nashville to go to church and get therapy and try to become a better man, and he seemed vulnerable. He seemed real, and he seemed scared that Kayla was going to get online and start telling lies about him, and he knew exactly what to say to relate it back to a situation that I was in that made me have sympathy for him and be on his side. I feel so fucking dumb for ever believing him, but when I was in a similar situation, all I cared about was anybody treating me like a human being and hearing me out and being there for him, so that's what I tried to provide. We became closer, we would start FaceTiming, he was very suicidal and depressed, and eventually he told me that he wanted to come out to LA to escape and get his mind off of things for a weekend, so I invited him out. All we did was sit on the couch, order food, watch movies, but over the course of the weekend, I slowly started to notice that some of his stories were not exactly lining up. There were inconsistencies, and I started to get worried that I might be on the wrong side of things, and that was confirmed as soon as Kayla noticed that he was at my house and I had to lie to her. I didn't know what to do. I realized then that I was in the middle of a very fucking messy situation that I should have never gotten involved with in the first place, but this man was staying with me, and I didn't know how to get out of it. Later on that night, I told Evan straight up I was uncomfortable, I was upset that I had to lie to her, and that we could not hang out any further. He respected that, and the next morning, he flew home. As soon as Evan left LA, I immediately started making myself unavailable to him because I recognized that he was not the man he was telling me he was. But it wasn't until a month later, when Kayla uploaded her video, He Doesn't Love You, that I actually got to sit and watch how much of a monster he is. My jaw was on the floor for all 2 hours of that video. I could not.
Bro, on the floor, his jaw broke harder than her jaw broke. That's a bad fucking joke, dude. Jesus Christ.
Believe what I was watching and seeing. The horrendous verbal abuse, the violent physical abuse. I was shocked. I was ashamed for not taking me and Kayla's conversation more seriously. I was embarrassed for ever believing that man's lies and manipulation. And I was angry with myself that I ever allowed that man into my home. It was horrifying, and I'm so proud of Kayla for being able to speak up. A couple of days later, I started getting messages on Instagram from Zach Sellers, Evan's best friend, basically warning me that Evan had lied to both of us and telling me that I should cut him off. I didn't see these messages at first until he made a public TikTok accusing me of still supporting Evan behind the scenes, and I messaged him right.
Dude, so again, I think the jury's still out on if they had a sexual relationship or not. I don't think that they did. I think that that's what I'm getting, right? That Zach was the guy that had a relationship with. I don't know. This is fucking messy, and there's so many different names and people going on that I'm fucking lost in the sauce here, bro. All I know is this is fucking chaos.
Right away because I was confused.
Which is glorious. We love chaos here. We love this type of shit. We love the drama. We love the chaos. We want to fucking dive butthole first into the chaos. We love this shit.
His messages genuinely seemed nice. He seemed like he was checking in, warning me to make sure that I was okay and have cut Evan off because he knew that we were both told the same exact lies and stories from Evan. The only reason he even knew I was involved at all was because he was physically with Evan as his best friend, supporting him every single day. It took me 3 days with Evan to realize that something wasn't right here. It took Zach 3 months. So to act this way privately and then to get online as if I'm some monster was wild to me. What started off as a video of James Charles supporting Evan Johnson behind the scenes snowballed into more videos, more content, and then live streams. Every single night, Zach has been live asking for galaxies in exchange for showing more receipts. He's been asking—
Dude, the weird ass fucking TikTok currency. Dude, give me a galaxy. I swear to God, James Charles be hanging out with wife beaters. Ooh, 6 more galaxies. Dude, this is more galaxies than I can hold in my asshole. What do you think about that, boys and girls?
His followers for their cities and locations so he can go on tour with Kayla after this is all over with. He's even been asking for donations on PayPal to fund a merch line. This has nothing to do with getting justice for Kayla and everything about making an opportunity for himself. And the perfect one came along when Be Better flew him out to Canada for their podcast interview. Aside from the timeline that I just told you guys, everything else in that hour-long episode is complete bullshit. To start rumors about somebody online is one thing. Unfortunately, I know that comes with the job, but to publicly accuse them of prostitution is ridiculous. There is no proof, no evidence of any of the ridiculous claims that Zach is making because they did not happen, which is why I have no choice other than to take legal action. But before I do that, I want to quickly take a second and clear the air on some things that have—
By the way, he might have a case here. He might have, like, after all of these stupid lawsuits we've had this year with the Noah Sampson, Ethan Klein denims, which aren't going to go anywhere because all those people in those groups have, grown exponentially because of all this shit. Now, you look at this guy who's, like, bleeding and, like losing followers like Vietnam vets lost legs and shit because of explosions. This motherfucker be out here just, like, having a chance here. This is, like, actually a chance for defamation.
really sent me over the edge. First and foremost, Evan Johnson and I did not in any way, shape, or form have a physically sexual relationship. We did not have sex while he was here.
Perfect. That's all I needed. I was bouncing back and forth on that shit. I know it got a little chaosy there in the middle here, folks, but now we know for a fact. I did not have sexual relationships with that butthole.
Did not, under any circumstances, pay Evan Johnson for sexual favors. Not in person, and certainly not online through a secret OF account where I'm apparently funding his entire life. That is absurd. Not that it's anybody's business, but I
mean, that message makes you look mad sus, though. We gotta be honest. That message comes up in court, it's gonna look mad sus, dog. Can I have him, bro? That's like, I'm not saying that like everything this motherfucker is saying is a lie. I don't want to be like, I don't want to muddy the waters that way. But I am gonna say that message makes you look kind of fucking skeevy, considering you flew him to your house like a little while after that. I don't know the timeline. A little while after that, you're like, yeah, might as well come on over. We'll have some popcorn and watch some Netflix and
I have an OF account. I'm a grown adult. I barely use it, but Zach, if you would like to see, I will gladly send you a screenshot of my transaction history. I have nothing to hide, and I have not sent Evan Johnson one single
Why the fuck are you gonna send this Zach guy your transaction shit? Who the fuck cares? Lawyer the fuck up. Destroy the motherfucker. I'll have more content. This will be great.
Zach claims to know all this information to be true because he pressured Evan into getting drunk and telling him what happened on the trip. I don't know if Evan lied to him to make the trip seem more fun and exciting, or if Zachy literally just made this up for funsies. I would like to believe that that isn't the case and that he was manipulated in this situation as well, but he claims to have seen a video on Evan's phone of him having sex with me. Zach, post it. If you have the receipt, if you have the video evidence, you can upload it. You have my—
Holy shit, bro! coming. Yeah, do you really think you have a sex tape of us? Oh yeah, post the motherfucker. Oh yeah, you say that he came in my butthole? Yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. You don't have shit. You don't have shit because there's no video, cocksucker. There's not a video of that either. I fucking love this. This is amazing. To think I almost didn't watch this tonight.
Full consent and permission. I've had far worse posted to me online that I didn't consent to. Go right ahead. But you can't because there is no video of something that did not happen.
Bro, I was honestly like ready to like fucking make fun of James Charles a bunch of this. This is savage, bro. Fucking James Charles W right here, my dude. Fucking, oh, you think you have a video of me and what's his face fucking like crazy little fucking circus animals? Yeah, fuck you. No, you don't. No, you don't. Post it if you do. Pixar, it didn't happen, motherfucker.
Be Better doesn't even stand by these claims because he's now added a disclaimer to their interview that says he was not able to verify a single thing that Zach said. Second, there's a rumor going around that I paid Evan Johnson's bail. This is not true. It is a public record that it was Evan's family who got him out. Kayla's own sister has confirmed this.
JC did not bail out EJ. I know who did, and I cannot say anything.
Third, there's a new narrative started by Be Better that I am trying to silence anybody that talks about this issue. First and foremost, this is literally the biggest thing on TikTok right now.
Well, I mean, you did just say that anybody who's like distracting and doing drama about this, you will sue. So that is kind of trying to silence people. I'm gonna fucking check you right there, pal. I'm gonna pull in and do that little like cool drifting stop. Like I'm in fucking Tokyo Drift right here. I'm gonna get out of the car, flick my cigarette. I'm gonna be like, hey, compadre, slipped up a little there, pal.
I don't understand how anybody could possibly assume that I'm trying to silence people, but Be Better made a video basically saying that I'm working with YouTube behind the scenes to manipulate their algorithm and get their video hidden. I truthfully wish this was possible. I've been making content for 8 long years now. There are videos on YouTube with 5, 10, 20 million views that if I could have gotten them removed, I would have. But Be Better, I know you said you're having your lawyers reach out to YouTube, so YouTube, I give you my full permission to release any communications between myself or my team to you guys about this matter.
Bro, dude, I like this response. Again, dude, I was willing to fucking clown on this motherfucker as hard as possible. I'm saying big dubs here, bro. This is big dubs. Now, I don't like James Charles. I think the shit with the minors instantly made me hate this guy, obviously, like it should. But at the same time, bro, this is a good response. This is actually not bad. Again, fucking hate this guy, but you gotta give people W's when they get them.
Because, again, they don't exist. Zach has also now made a video claiming that my lawyers have reached out to him to threaten him, to silence him, and to offer him hush money. This is not true. Zach, my lawyers did not contact you directly, so instead they emailed your modeling agency because that is the only contact you have listed. There was no threat, there was no offer, they were simply asking for the contact of your lawyers. I told you I was going to sue you, and this is what the beginning of that process looks like. It really sucks that at this point I am left with no options other than to pursue a case. As for Kayla, I am so fucking sorry that I ever got involved in this. I should have never believed his lies and manipulation. I should have never even responded back to him in the first place.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, bro be dropping bars in this motherfucker, dude. There's some good ass parts. There was like the first 90% of this video was dog shit. I'm gonna let you know. But when he got to the last part, bro just hit it was all gas, no brakes. Motherfucker was like just straight bars. I will give him that, dude.
And I'm sorry for hurting you. I genuinely do wish you the absolute best of luck, and I really hope that you get justice for what that man put you through.
So James says nothing happened. He is suing the person for spreading these rumors, but in the same vein, he has admitted to housing this absolute twat, which he claims he didn't know how bad the situation
yeah,
was.
Big L, dude. He shouldn't have, like, there's a breakup and you don't think this bitch is, like, big on TikTok, right? Like, and there's other bitches big on TikTok. You, James Charles. You guys are both little bitches about it. Like, obviously, she didn't deserve to get hit. Like, obviously, I'm not condoning that, right? But these motherfuckers both massive, and you think that it's a good idea to get in the middle of this? Like, that is just fucking retarded out of the gate. That's why the first half of this shit, like, 90% of his apology was annoying and virtue signaling and stupid. Because it was like the consequences of my own action type nonsense. But like that last part was kind of fucking funny and I like it.
I just think it's extremely messy that you joke around with her being like, oh, can I have him now after
Dude, same shit I was saying, dog. Same fucking wavelength. Dude, bro, can I have him now, bro? And then invites him to his house. Bro was thinking it with his dick right away. Bro was like, brick the fuck up thinking about this shit.
He breaks up with him in text and tells you, and then you like house him and have him around your house. Like, why? And as we know, Kayla has said after the court hearing, which was today, she will actually speak about this.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know. Trust
Trust me, y'all. I know. And all I can say right now is after court. After court, bye.
I think there's a lot more to this story than meets the eye. Obviously, you can never prove any intimate relationship. James is suing the man who he says are spreading false rumors. We should have cancelled James years ago for messaging minors.
Yeah, dude, I agree. The dude's a scumbag. The dude's absolutely a scumbag. I nobody's changing that. Again, dude, it's just one of those that I try to keep thinking $120 or $150 or $3,000, and I have to say that there were some parts of that where bro was spitting fire. Now, do I still think he's an absolute scumbag, liar, gross manipulator or whatever? Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. He should have gotten in trouble years ago, like this dude's saying.
This is extremely messy. Shows again what a weirdo he is. Look, I think the response was decent. He obviously is extremely passionate, so it makes his argument more convincing. I'm gonna wait to hear what Kayla has to say about this properly. She said she had some receipts, some proof.
And I got sent proof and receipts, and that person admitted it to me that they had done it.
It's extremely shitty of him to even house him. And what, was it just out of the goodness of your heart, James? It wasn't because you might have found him attractive and wanted to have him over. Oh, it's just because James is so kind. You wanted to house him. That's all he was doing. He's not like a sexual deviant or anything. No, we've never heard that about James Charles. So I'm holding back until we get Kayla's full response on this. Like the video if you made it this far. Comment James should have been cancelled years ago if you made it to this part of the video. Now fuck off and get out.
If you want
We're gonna see if Spill Sesh, whoever the fuck this is, James Charles in more trouble. I think she's gonna cover the same thing I covered, right? We're gonna see the same shit. We're gonna like go through here. Right here. Let's see what we
His
got.
text with Kayla and sent them to Evan as a warning of like, hey, Kayla's gonna make this series on you.
Apparently, from what I was told, is that right after sending those text messages telling James that we broke up, James went and DM'd him on Instagram, sent him those text messages to warn him, and then they started to create a friendship.
She then brings up how when Evan went to visit James, she asked James if Evan was with him and he lied to her. And she was clocking how if he wasn't doing anything wrong, then why was he lying? If he was genuinely just helping a friend in a dark place, why did you need to lie?
And about a month after all of this, I still have not spoken out publicly. The only thing I've done is go on live and say that I was in an abusive relationship. I was not ready to talk about the details of it. A couple weeks later, and a video was posted exposing James to have flown my ex-boyfriend out to California. The second that this video goes public, James starts to blow up my phone, asking if I'm at Coachella, saying that we need to talk. I immediately already knew what he was talking about. Are you at Coachella? Yeah, I am. Can I talk to you? I shut it down. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to talk to you. He says, I felt guilty for weeks and I didn't know how to tell you and I owe the truth. I explained it to you from my mouth, not the Zach guy, and then you can feel however you want to. To me, it's quite ironic that you suddenly feel guilty about this the second that it's made public. You know what I mean? Like you suddenly feel guilty once a friendship with somebody off of being attracted to them. Because I don't know what the fuck they would have in common. Besides the fact that James thought he was...
So it's just speculation. So everything she's talking about here is speculation. I don't want to get into the mess of that. It does show that it proves a lot of what he was saying. Which, again, if I'm going to be real, if it's proving his kind of side of events is what I just kind of skimmed through there. Now, again, if you guys know anything that I don't know, or if you have any proof that, that he's lying about everything, that would be awesome. I would love to make a follow-up to this and just, completely trash on the guy. But for right now, it seems like his accounting is correct. Again, James Charles, creep, weirdo. Absolute monster gooner. I do think in the situation he gooned too close to the sun and he got burnt. His ass got burnt for it, bro. His ass got burnt and it made him look like a doo-doo head because he was housing the guy that broke his girlfriend's jaw. But that's all I got for you guys today. This was a huge ass mess. The videos or the channels we got our watch were Cabos and Spill Sesh. You can check out both of their videos if you want. Search them up. It's not that hard. But that's all I got for you guys today. I'll catch you on the next one. Like and subscribe, boys and girls.